Okay, so what's going on, people? I know nobody's out there just yet, but since the stream is going, I do kind of have to start talking. Much like any other normal review that I would be doing, it's just a little more awkward because this isn't a normal review, it's an actual live. But sooner or later, some people will jump in here and then we'll start going over things. But the gist of this, as it normally is, that it's going to be the 2021 January sneaker release recap. So, whatever came out in January, not all of it, but some of the things, we'll be talking about that. It is going to be overall a shorter list than usual because I don't know if it was just a small month as far as releases go, or if it was just the fact that, was it a Kicks on Fire, just didn't have many things on their webpage. Not really sure, but when I was going through it, I just didn't see many. And obviously, I already don't get all the pictures because a lot of that stuff is just it's not really worth talking about. I mean, in particular, on the first of the month, there was just a barrage of things that like Adidas put out, just a bunch of standard boost type shoes on like the lower level price ranges. And I think who else was it? Someone, there might have been some New Balances thrown in there, you know, stuff like that that you don't really pay attention to. Not saying it doesn't matter. It's just stuff that nobody would really care to talk about, right? So it's just the typical things that you see on the shelves when you walk into any store. Like, oh, that looks like that's new, you know? So there was a lot of that type of stuff. Though there were some things that I expected to see on there and didn't. So maybe they were too small for them to care about, or maybe they were older than I think. Things like there was an Air Max 97 that's been, I mean, not 97, an Air Max Plus that's like all black and it's pretty decent leather quality, or at least it feels pretty nice anyway. So there was that, and I didn't see those on there. And what else? I think there were some other things as well. There was a pair of 97s that I've been seeing in Finish Line, and those have not really been popping up anywhere. It's like mostly black with a little bit of red. Wouldn't say that it's like a red type colorway or anything. It's just one of those ones where it's a general release, so there's that. But they seem to look pretty nice. So if they drop down past that $170 price point, those would definitely be worth considering. Because, again, if you've followed enough of my pickups and whatnot, you know that I'm definitely cool with waiting on things to be cheap because I'm cheap and I like things to be on my playing ground. You know what I'm saying? My level, whatever. But past that, I don't remember what all else that I was looking for. Probably, I think Vans has always been throwing stuff out there, but their releases don't get a lot of attention in general unless it's, I would say, even if it is a collaboration, because just when I look at the normal feeds and news sites or whatever, I don't see anything about Vans, like ever, I don't think. But they put stuff out all the time, and a lot of it is pretty nice. It may not be amazing. It's not something you're going to run out and tell your friends about. But if you did a review on it, you'd probably pull in some decent views because Vans do have their following. It's just they don't get the attention from the general populace in that kind of way, though they do get bought by the general populace. So it's kind of a weird thing when you think about it. See, there's a couple people in here popping in and out or whatever. No one's really saying anything for whatever reason. And actually, I'm going to put the link in the chat there in case anybody does happen to want to jump in. Normally, I'd have people already set to be in here or whatever. But this time around, I figured I'm just going to go and knock this live out. And if people want to jump in, they can. The door is always open. But, it's kind of a last minute putting it together, which happened this morning. So, okay, Harry Nelson, what's going on, man? The Foo Fighters Skate High are actually pretty decent on eBay for under retail, too. See, and that's the thing. Like, I didn't even know the Foo Fighters had a Vans shoe. You know what I mean? The only Actually, I will say the one time that I knew about a Vans collaboration was the Warped Tour shoe from 2019. And I think I only heard about that one through like alternative press because I still get a lot of random news things in my feeds about, music related things. And that was one way that I heard about those. And then, I put up the review and all that. It definitely didn't do great numbers or anything, but I don't think a lot of people really care a whole lot about Warped Tour. And I think even fewer knew that they had shoes to commemorate that 25-year anniversary. So it is what it is, you know what I mean? It just kind of sucks that there's so much out there that people will overlook because they just don't know that it's out there, you know? But I'm going to share this so I can get this the recap thing going. But let me get back to you. I saw that you just posted something back in the chat. Let me change that to all chat or live chat, because if you have it on top chat, sometimes messages don't get to you. It's weird, but that is the way it goes. You said, I only found them on the site, no leaked pictures or YouTube news. Yeah, see, that's the thing. It's like there's some good stuff out there, but the general sites are only going, and I mean, I can't say it like I'm out there trying to make a difference, but the average site out there isn't talking about that stuff, even though there's going to be people that are interested in it. I mean, the Foo Fighters are no small band, you know, and I'm sure the shoes look pretty decent. And I've heard a lot of people do like the skate highs. So that seems like a pretty solid combination to move a few pairs, but people don't talk about them. I mean, maybe I'm just looking at the wrong sites. I don't know. But I haven't seen them, and that's pretty much the point, right? So, but now as far as and if you have anything to add in there, you know, any other shoes you want to throw out there while we're talking about this, please go ahead and do it. But first off here, we've got a couple Air Maxes, right? Because I feel like these were supposed to come out earlier, or maybe they've just been leaked for a long time. But both of these pairs did come out in January at some point. I did consider going for the Obsidian pair. It's just that when the release happened, I got my notification on my little what's this, Vivo Sport by Garmin, and when it said, "Oh, sneaker release is happening right now," I generally ignore those because I usually only care so much about sneaker releases, to be completely honest. And I was like, yeah, that's probably nothing important, because it usually isn't to me. And then I looked at the site later and I'm like, oh, those ones, kind of wanted those. And of course, by that point, it was too late. So it didn't even matter. But they did look pretty nice, though, from what I saw in the pictures anyway. And through, what was it, Nike was doing a last chance or second chance or something or other sale yesterday, or when was the 5th? 2 days ago. And I did get the green pair that they had done 2 months, I think, before that. So those should be coming in relatively soon. But we'll see. I just have to wait and see whenever Nike decides to ship them out, because they don't ship very quickly, but the shoes usually arrive not long after they get around to it. And then on the Air Max 90 side of things, they did put out these two Pirate Radio pairs here. And I saw the white pair because ACS Sneakers did a review of them. And he, you know, also had the backstory in there, because given that he's one of the UK guys, he kind of knows a little bit more in some cases. So he put the whole backstory in there about the radio station and it being broadcast through like international waters, something like that. I forget the whole thing, but definitely go check his channel out, because he's got some good stuff going on over there. He's one of the newer guys, you know what I mean? But let me go ahead and find his link, put it in the chat or something, since he isn't here to put it in for himself, I don't think anyway. But yeah, dude's definitely worth checking out. And not just for that review, but for the others. But yeah, he put up a review of those. He made it seem like they were pretty good. And he did mention this blue pair, but I had never seen it until a couple hours ago, whenever I was downloading these pictures to put into this PowerPoint, or what's that, PDF, to put into this PDF. Vlogging with Demetrius. What's going on, man? I saw you pop in just a little late to the party last night, but it's cool. You know, it happens to the best of us. But like I always say, whether you come in for like a minute or 2 minutes or 20 minutes, an hour, whatever, anything helps, right? So glad you popped in again today. Very much appreciate that. Also, he's another sneaker YouTube person. So go ahead and find his channel out there on the internet. It's pretty good. He's got a lot of diversity in his things as well. And I think he just did a giveaway. but he might have one coming up at another milestone or whatever. So definitely go check him out too. But as far as these go, the blue pair is to me the better pair because it's has more color to it. I am not a huge fan of all white shoes. I'm not a huge fan of all anything colored shoes, that monochromatic thing, as they say. It's just not me. And especially when it comes to white, because those get dirty quickly. And that is not my thing. Because I don't really clean my shoes, maybe the bottoms if it gets kind of rough. But the upper, I generally just leave it alone. So moving on, we've got a couple LeBron 8s here. Now, I'm not a LeBron guy, right? So I can't really speak on these with any sort of insight. But I will say, of the two, I do like the graffiti one a lot more because to me it's just more wearable. I'm cool with purple. It's one of my favorite colors, but for some reason I don't really get so into like the purple and gold, purple and yellow, like the Laker colorway. So that it's just not for me. But I'd imagine these things are probably pretty comfortable because they have that big air unit going on the bottom. I don't know what the upper is made of or anything, but again, just going off the visual, I feel like they'd be all right. If JJ were here, I'm sure he could give some insight on that because he's pretty familiar with those. Oh yeah, no problem, Demetrius. And try to spread the wealth. When people pop into these things, sometimes it's random. They just see what's going on YouTube and they just click on stuff, and maybe they'll see your link there and they'll just click on it because it's there, and maybe they'll like what they see and you'll get a new subscriber, right? If enough people see something, somebody is going to be interested in it. That's kind of the way I see this. I mean, you can put a bunch of videos out there, eventually you'll get those views, and eventually some of those people will stick around and become repeat offenders. That's always the goal, right? But as far as these LeBrons go, I don't know if you have any thoughts on how you liked these, if one or both of these appeal to you, or maybe neither, right? Because that happens from time to time too. I'm just going to say that the top one, if I was to go for one of these, which I wouldn't personally because it's not my overall style, I would definitely be siding with the top pair because it's just better in my opinion. And now moving right along, from what I remember, there were a bunch of dunks listed on that website. I don't remember all the names of them because, I just don't follow closely enough to remember them. So we're just going to have to go with these as the pictures show them. But, Jezzy Kicks, what's going on, man? You like the LA pair? Okay, yeah. I mean, and that's the thing. Like, I know that's definitely a colorway that's going to appeal to a lot of people, right? Because, I mean, the Lakers have a lot of fans out there, and for all kinds of reasons, most of them very valid. So when something comes out, especially if it's a LeBron shoe, and given he's on the team, in some cases people say he is the team, that makes the shoe a little more sought after, right? I mean, in my opinion, more so than when they release certain other things, and kind of like when they did the questions, right? Like, I get there's a whole story behind that, but when I look at the shoe, I see Iverson, and when I see Iverson, I don't see Lakers, right? That's just me. So when I look at that, I'm like, no, thank you. It's just how I am. I know not everybody has that same view, but that's just how I look at the stuff. But as far as these dunks go, of these two, I'd probably go with the bottom one. It just seems a bit better to me as far as the colorways go. The top one, I think might have been was it the Chinese New Year or Firecracker? I think was that one. And it was just it's a little busier than I care for my shoes to be. So that's just, and I don't really like those colors a whole lot either. Let's see if I can zoom in just a little bit on this. Yeah, I just don't really like the colors all that much either. Something about it just looks bad. I don't know. It's one of those things I can't quite put my finger on it, but you know how sometimes you just look at something and you just know that you don't like it? That's how I feel when I look at those top ones. But then I look at these bottom ones and I'm like, okay, these aren't bad. It's got this nice little tan brown kind of color going on, like tan on the swoosh, brown on the upper, whatever, and brown outsole. which is good because if it gets dirty or whatever, it won't show up so much. So to me, that makes those overall just a little bit better, you know? Yeah, the top of on the looks like, yeah, the top one, yeah, I can totally see that. It has like that kind of a, when I was just now talking about those, to me it kind of came off like a grade school thing, which is often like a, little girls' shoes in a lot of cases anyway. Not always, but they do tend to go hand in hand. So yeah, it looks like something that isn't made for an adult. And maybe it's not. I don't remember if this was a GS release or what. I would imagine it was an adult release because I can't think of many dunks that came out that were only grade school. I think I usually see them listed as both sizes. But yeah, those were definitely, out of those two anyway, would be the better ones. And overall, it's just not a bad color, you know? I just, again, like with the white shoes, though that is somewhat of an off-white when you look at them compared to these black and white ones. Looks like that upper may not be just a full-on white. Maybe it's like off-white, kind of like a not quite sail, but something else. Beige, is that right? Is that the right word? Either way, it's something. Total chaos. Good afternoon, everybody. What's going on, man? I see you must be, I'm guessing you're on the East Coast side or maybe a UK side or somewhere, because I know it's still morning for some of us. Not me, but if you're in, I guess, the central time zone and to the left, over there, it's still morning time. New York, okay, cool. So yeah, same here, East Coast time. I don't think I put that in usually I put the location in the actual video, but I guess I forgot to do that. Probably didn't turn on the monetization thing either, because I was really just kind of throwing this thing together at the last minute. So you probably won't be seeing any ads if you jump in here, so that's kind of cool. But yeah, these black and white ones, I do kind of think they're pretty decent, It's a plain shoe, and I think ACS Sneakers, the guy whose channel I was linking before, I think he did a review of these. And the thing is, like, they're not bad, right? It's a little plain, so depending on how much black and white you already have in your collection, you probably don't need these. But something like that, until if you only have a couple pair or whatever, it's good to have, right? There's certain colorways that I see a valid reason to have more than one of, just because of the wearability, but you don't want to necessarily wear the same shoe all the time. Like every time you need something black or white, black and white, whatever, you don't always want to have to go back to this same shoe, I mean, or is that just me? I don't know. Chime in and let me know what you guys think. But past that, I think they're fine. All in all, no issues from me. However, on the other side of things, these street hawkers, like, I know that these were made for, like, with Chinese food being one of the, I don't know, origins of how this came to be, inspirations or whatever. And I'm all about some Chinese food, but this particular shoe, I'm just not into it. I will say the left one, the one that's closer to us, closer to the screen or whatever, the main one you're seeing, that one overall seems to look a little bit better, but it's just that, again, they're just a little busier than I would want them to be. But I know some people that got them. I saw a review or two. People seem to be really happy with the way the quality is on there. And that's always a plus, because you don't want to buy something, especially if you happen to have to pay resale for it. You don't want to buy something, get it, and then it kind of be terrible. You know what I'm saying? So in this case, it looks like those came out pretty well, at least as far as the people that wanted them. Though you could argue that there's a slight bias there, because if you were already interested in them, your mind might be making you like them. You know what I'm saying? It happens. Can't rule that out. But I like the idea of mismatched shoes. I know not everybody's into that. It's just, again, just this particular execution, it's just not for me, But good on them for taking a chance on it, because that's always good. What do you guys think about these street hawkers, these Chinese food things? I was going to say abominations, but that's a little harsh. So I wouldn't say they're that bad. They're just not for me. Let's see. Just now getting into the sneaker game, discovered your channel a couple days ago. Your reviews are very helpful. Appreciate that, man. Like I was saying to somebody else, like, I know there's in this sneaker YouTube corner of the world or whatever, nobody can say that it is not oversaturated, right? Because it is. But the thing is, everybody has their different take on stuff, you know? So when some people do the reviews, they'll show you some pictures and talk about, I don't know, how it's reselling or whatever, because that's a topic that comes up. But for me, when I used to be watching reviews to get information, I wanted information. So when I do mine, what I try to do is just put that out there. So I'll talk about the sizing, I'll talk about what shoes are like, what I think of the quality of it, the material of it, all that stuff, just to see like, okay, maybe this will be helpful to somebody, because even if the review doesn't get a lot of numbers, I can put up something and it might get only like 100 views. That's fine. If one of those views is somebody that found some value in it, then the video is a success. And so for someone like you that's new to this and looking for things that are helpful, if you somehow manage to find the channel and find that value, fantastic. So thank you, means a lot. It truly does. HomeGrown Kicks has joined us. Say hello, HomeGrown Kicks.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Got hit with that I just woke up kind of feeling intro.
Hey, that's no problem. No problem. And thank you again for coming through last night for the sneaker battle thing.
Man, it was fun. It was definitely fun.
Yeah, tried a different approach last night slightly. I mean, at the end of the day, it's all someone asking questions and people responding with shoes.
Right.
It's just how you present it,
Right.
Don't want it to get too repetitive, though. At this point, I think it'll be okay if I go back and do something again, because I've done enough different things, I think. Optimistic, what is going on? He says he loves them dunks. And see, that's what I'm saying. Some people got them in hand and they're like, yes, these quality-wise, everything, they are exactly what they expected. HomeGrown, share your thoughts on the Street Hawker.
Those dunks, I went through the whole little sneakers thing and watched the video and the behind the story on it. They were interesting to begin with, and the more I dove into it and watched the whole little video, the more I really wanted those dunks. They are a representation of different foods in
Right.
I think the Chinese culture, I believe is what it is, the Chinese or the Japanese culture. Somebody in the comments, I'm sure, will correct me on that part. But
yeah.
And I heard that like some parts of it rub off to reveal different things. I also heard that the paper inside the shoebox, it has like some kind of like mystery puzzle behind it, or it's got some answers to something different included in the paper. Yeah. So I really wanted it for that aspect too, because I was really intrigued as to see, what kind of puzzle and things like that might be, hidden within the shoe. And those are one of those type of shoes where you're definitely getting more value for the price they're charging. And unfortunately, just like thousands of other people, sneakers handed me an L with no problem. So yeah, I mean, I definitely wanted them, definitely took the L, definitely disappointed. There's a lot of definites in there, but I can't pay the resale price. No matter how much I enjoy the shoe or want it, I can't pay that resale price. Or not that I can't, but I won't.
Pat Winter just compare those to fortune cookies.
Yeah.
Optimistic's in here. I had the YouTube chat like over the screen, so I couldn't see him in the backstage here, but he's here, so I'm guessing he might be muted or something. I can't quite tell, or maybe he's just being quiet.
He might have himself muted. I don't know.
Yeah, because I mean it shows the microphone like without the slash, so he isn't muted. Okay, but he might just be not talking. But I'm sure he'll chime in whenever he gets ready. And now he's gone. So there's that. Maybe he was talking and we just couldn't hear him. But we'll see what happens. He might have wanted to say something about those dunks. Now these. So I'm a foam guy, right? I don't buy a whole lot of them, so I know it might not be easy for me to make the claim as being a big foam guy, but it kind of just comes down to not buying everything that goes across your screen, right? But
Right.
I don't really remember. I remember seeing a picture of these, but I don't really remember seeing them released or being talked about. Do you?
No, I think these just popped up out of nowhere. The only foams that I remember, and they weren't being talked about either, is there's a foam collab coming out, and I think it's with hold on, let me see. But either way, it's a new foam collab coming out. It's to represent a sand to zen garden, and I had to find out on an app that I was looking at. I was just going through a whole bunch of stuff, but no, I don't remember these popping up. Again, I'm not like a foam guy.
Can y'all
I'll
hear
tell
me?
you. Yeah.
Yeah, we hear you.
Okay. What's going on, y'all? I'm sorry to cut y'all, homegrown.
No, you good. But yeah, I'm not a foam guy. I'll tell anybody any day of the week. These are not on. It's Comme des Garçons. It's a foam posit collab with Comme des Garçons, and they kind of like it's the first time that Nike has let anybody redo the outer shell of a foam. So those really caught my eye. But these, I mean, I could do without them.
Yeah, it's a colorway that I'm cool with, but on other stuff. You know how some colorways you like, but you don't want it on a certain model,
Right.
It doesn't always translate. You throw this on pretty much any running shoe, fine, no problem. And certain other things, but this, I don't know. Maybe
I guess with them bringing back the Neon 95, they decided to just run with the neon color again. That seems like what they're doing.
What do you think, Optimistic?
I'm not a foam positive guy. I only have one pair of foams, man, and that's the I think they're the USA's. I wouldn't buy that. I don't like the color.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, even for one, it's too much of that color. Even if they threw like a black swoosh on there to, kind of dial it back a notch, it just still doesn't seem right. I don't know. It's a misstep.
I agree.
Oh, there's Chip, the guy that hates gold dust. What's going on, man? Oh, okay. I think Homegrown accidentally closed himself out or something. I'm sure he'll probably be jumping back in. But yeah, did you have something to say? Because I know you were talking about the those dunks. Optimistic?
Yeah, I was, man. Yeah, I didn't want to go back. Yeah, I was very surprised I hit on them dunks, bro. But them shoes are one thing I noticed about dunks, and I used to get them like long time ago. They do a real good details. Like they really put in work with their details on their shoes, man. Them shoes is like amazing. They are amazing, bro. Like they dope. I was like, good God. When I first hit them in hand, I was like, sheesh. I get them props though. I think dunks might be one of the best quality shoes, man.
Can I have your dunks?
Whoever they got behind their team, nah, man, you can't have them, bro. You can't have them.
I mean, but yeah,
I'll thing's going for so much, but I was like, I'm surprised.
They
I
do
was very
seem
surprised about that. I was like, well I mean, I shouldn't be surprised because you know how shoes is today. So
yeah.
I was like,
But
dang, 600. Go ahead, go y'all.
it's just to me, for one, going off what you're talking about, like the prices going up and stuff. It's like I man, I'm not the one paying that kind of money for that. So just to know that, like everybody else, like if I look at something on StockX, I'll often click into like the sales category or sales chart to see what they've actually sold for. And it's like, because you'll see what people might be asking, but like, okay, let's see what people are like buying them for. And
Right.
sometimes there's not a
Yeah.
big difference. Sometimes it's like you see people saying like, oh yeah, I'm buying these things for like 850, 845, 860. I'm like, what is going on here?
God bless you. Whoever paid that much money, God bless you. Good God
Yeah, I'm
Almighty.
not paying that for anything. I mean, not a shoe anyway. But yeah, like you were saying, from what I always see in reviews, Dunks have some crazy quality. And Jezzy 23 is in the chat.
Yes, they do.
Around last night. HomeGrown. I know you picked these up, right?
Yes, sir.
Let's go ahead and share your thoughts.
Those I wasn't too high on them in the beginning. They were kind of, I was on the fence about those. Those are definitely sleepers. Once I got them in hand, I enjoyed them a lot more than what I thought. I thought I was just going to get them, do a review, say that they were okay, and just pass them along. But it's a really intriguing shoe. They look a lot. I mean, like the cream laces in them are really nice. They look a lot better with like the bolt laces that you might find in the alternate Bel Airs or the reverse Bel Airs, whatever have you. That reverse plastic tongue, I like that it's like a clear see-through plastic, but the fact that it's reversed, I don't know how I feel about that. I was kind of, questioning that in my video, and I'm still questioning that. That finished edge around the wings logo, I don't like that, but I definitely liked the exposed foam because I'm curious to see how it will yellow over time, because we all know like foam will yellow. And I think when that yellows and adds to that aged look, that pre-aged look that they're trying to give, it'll put like the icing on the cake for that shoe.
I got you. Yeah. What about you? Optimistic?
Yeah. I'm gonna regret not getting that shoe. I could tell. I didn't go for it. I didn't want it. Yeah, it's gonna be one of them shoes that you just look back. Sometimes you just be bored and see what kind of shoes you could get if you got a little extra money.
Right.
And then I look at the price, it's gonna be about $450, and I'll be like, oh, damn, can't get it.
It's gonna have like that kind of rookie of the year one effect.
Yeah, they'll never make this again. The colorway. It's a dope shoe, though. It look like it's a dope shoe in hand. I just didn't get it. I didn't get it.
Yeah, and that's
Did you get it? Did you get the shoes up? Did you get it?
No, it wasn't for me. But one of the things that kind of sucks though, and I was saying this to somebody else, was like, it'd be nice if stores would at least get like 1 or 2 pairs just for like display purposes only or something.
Yeah.
Like a week or 2 before the release. So that way you can at least walk in there and look at it, even if it's in one of those like glass boxes like Foot Locker does sometimes. So you can at least look at it and get an idea for if it's going to be worth your time. Obviously, you can only tell so much, but you'll at least get a better idea than just looking at a couple pictures. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I was going to say, like, a lot of stores have that option. They just don't do it to keep the crowd down. And, of course, the issues of backdooring and things like that. So they just don't do it anymore because, like, back in the day, they used to have at least one shoe on display somewhere where you could see it.
Yeah, see that. I remember that. Like, I think when I was going to the malls in El Paso, I want to say there they would have stuff. It wouldn't be like super early, but it'd be like, the shoe for the weekend.
Right.
Because obviously if you were kind of like a regular customer, knew the people, sometimes they might let you get a little look. 'Cause like I remember a couple times, like with like the last shots and the like the habanero foams and certain things like that, they let me get a good look at them. Like it was like a week or so before they came out, because they'd have them under the drawer in the back. Like, hey, let me show you these because I know you like this kind of stuff.
Right.
So, like you said, they are there. They just don't really show them. You know what I'm saying? So, what can you do?
Yeah.
Let me see. Yeah, responding to Ace's question here, he's asking about the new Vapor Maxes, and long story short, the price that they're asking is a little bit much because those Vapor Max 20s, that 225, 220 price range, I don't believe in that personally. So these, I don't remember the name of these. Do either of you?
They are the what is it? Black. It's called Black something. Black something. I can't think of the name. I was telling somebody about those like 2 days ago.
It's the Dark Russet.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, so can't quite say when these came around. I honestly don't remember as far as within the month, because again, the releases, like, given that releases are generally on Friday or Saturday, which means that's like 8 days out of the month, and then there's more than 8 releases a month, so it gets kind of hard to keep track of everything. You know what I mean?
Right.
But Optimistic, your thoughts on those, please.
Damn, the shoe look kind of dope. What's the name of this one? I didn't. This is my first time seeing this one.
Really?
It's the Dark Russet.
Yeah.
I don't.
When these drop?
I don't know.
They were rumored to be like around, what is this? Like March?
Oh, I thought because they were listed as like having come out, so that's why I just put them on there. Did they not?
Yeah, they haven't dropped yet. Those are one of those shoes that got pushed back. They were talking about like March or sometime in the fall.
It's a nice little colorway, nice little, black. Dang, they just going in with the Jordan 1s, man.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah, I guess it'll because this thing, I don't always like do the research to see when all these things came out, because I just know that stuff just pops up. But anyway, so we'll just step on over to the because we'll probably come back to that in another month or two then. So just step on over to these starfishes, right? Is it starfish? I think that's what they call it.
Yeah.
And this was the women's.
Mm-hmm.
So these, for me,
the women, Jordan 4s.
I think it's not bad, but it's not something I'd go for, because I just look at them and like the little orange kind of vibe that they have on the upper, where it's not fully orange, but it's just kind of there, that's not bad, but I don't know. It's just, it wasn't for me overall. Maybe I'm not also a huge fan of that big gray piece on the midsole down there either.
I mean,
they were all right to me. Like looking at them in the hand, they were slightly better than the 13s. But talking to a lot of women who they were geared towards, a lot of the women loved this shoe. I briefly remember seeing somebody cutting that like black netted upper off of it and just exposing the orange shoe and just looking at it and thinking, okay, well, what's the point at then?
Yeah.
But it's an okay shoe. It's not bad.
Yeah, that's where I
pass on that one.
Yeah, because I don't know.
Yeah, I pass.
I want to say it came in large enough sizes that a lot of men did have the opportunity to get them.
Yeah.
But I don't know that they really followed through with that. All right. So these. So I'm a 5s guy, right? It's one of my favorites, but these are not.
Right.
These, at first glance, they kind of remind me of was it the platinum something 11s? Like they kind of look like eggnog. You know which ones I'm talking about, from like 2018. I think it was the end of 2018 or something.
Oh, the pure platinum 11s, the pure platinum Jordan 11s, the 11s that failed the 11s that year. Okay, I remember what you're talking about.
Yeah, that was, oh my God, I did not like those.
Where they had the all suede upper. Yeah.
And these color-wise remind me of that, you know? And I get these have, I guess, that whole, I don't know if it's a rub away or tear away or what's going on with the upper here.
It's tear away to reveal that pattern underneath. Okay. And even the outsole glows in the dark. But I was with you on that. No, they could have thrown every Nike gimmick in the book on this shoe, and it just would have been still a bad shoe.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna say anything about like, because I'm not gonna say I dislike the fact that it's a low 5, because silhouette wise, I could see how this model could look fine in another color, you know?
Yeah, I think that's what it was.
It seems like it's one of the, it might be, and I'd have to do some looking, but it might be one of the better low versions of a Jordan.
Because
opinion, of course.
Because they did like one of the big ones is what I think, like the Miami. No, let me look at it before I.
Yeah, I just look at these and I'm just like, they're not doing. And Vlogging with Demetrius is saying that he'd like to see that design on a 4.
The Chinese New Year, 5 low
on a 4.
Yeah, appreciate that, wise soul. Yeah, I don't know if this color on a 4. Is that what you were saying? Like, somebody said that. Vlogging with Demetrius said that it might work better, but I think it's still just. I think maybe those 11s just completely tarnished this colorway for me. I think that seriously might be what it is, because I look at those and I look at these, I think about those, and it makes me sad.
That colorway might have been better on an 8, because 8s need love. 8s desperately need love. No, like,
man, that's a very true statement.
Just
what do you think about 8s? Optimistic?
I got maybe 2 pair of 8s. They're too bulky. 8s are so big and bulky to me. I don't care too much about the 8s.
Yeah, I mean, they do have that look, especially with like the way the way the top is. Unlike
they're made for exactly basketball.
Yeah, they definitely
exactly basketball.
I like them. I don't like that extra. I don't like extra stuff on shoes, but for some reason I like 8s, and they have that strap, and I'm like, I'm kind of torn with that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. But on the other side of things, we talked about those. These 9s came out at the very end of January.
Yeah.
Right? I think it was like the last Saturday in January, if I remember right. Because I just got my pair in. Well, I got my pair in fairly quickly. I just didn't open the box for like a couple days. I think I didn't put the review up for a couple days after that. You know, I mean, I figured there was enough out there already. Like, there's no rush to get mine out, so I didn't. But I will say I like these a lot more than I expected. DS Kicks, what's going on, man? Thanks for stopping by. What about you guys? What were your thoughts on these?
I'm gonna wait to see your review, because earlier in the day. I was in the midst of watching and catching up on two of your videos, but I'm gonna wait till I see the review to give like my full thoughts and opinions on it. But just from looking at it, it wasn't a horrible shoe to me. It's not a bad shoe. It's not a shoe that I would just be like, oh my god, I gotta have it. But I think it just came out at the wrong time, especially with the plethora of shoes that are releasing in February.
I will say, to me, that made it come out at the right time, because this is one of the colorways that I like. And if everybody is distracted with other stuff, that's a plus for me.
Right. Yeah. Well, when I say that, I would have preferred to see this come out after the University Gold 12s or somewhere around that time.
Oh, like pack style in a way, like where they're closer to release.
Right.
I got you.
Yeah. This could be another shoe I regret not getting, because I love nines. It's just something about nines. I like the way they shape. It's like a baseball shoe or something.
That's definitely what it was for.
I didn't get this one. I got all the nines too, like a lot of pair of nines, but I did not get this pair.
Yeah, this
I'm gonna look at it later on down a couple of months. And it'll be up the price.
Trust, it'll still be available. It'll be available.
Nah, I think they're gonna go up. Man, you know how Jordan shoes do, bro.
Well, these right now, with all of the ones that are releasing, because they're still sitting like in my stores, which is odd. But with all the shoes that are releasing for All-Star Weekend, and then All-Star Weekend pushing into March, like they'll be available. Trust. Unless you just want to wait maybe like 6 or 7 months when all the pairs have been sent back to Nike, then you have to wait till possibly you see them in the outlet. But you'll be able to get your hands on them. Trust and believe.
And somebody said in one of the comments on my video that they wouldn't mind seeing this colorway on a 4, 5, or 6, and I would definitely jump on a 5 colorway for sure.
Yeah, like that's a dope colorway for a 9. It looks good. It really look good on that shoe.
Yeah,
because that's the thing with, like, to me, with like the University Gold, like you don't always want too much of it, and that seemed like it had just like the right amount. Did either of you pick up these?
There you go.
I picked those up.
Nah.
Okay.
So like, other than those dunks, like that release time was pretty much dry. Other than those dunks that Optimistic got that I wanted, the release time for these are pretty much dry. I'll say that these are not a bad shoe. They're just not wowing. But when you do put them on feet, they do look really good on feet. You'll definitely stand out in a crowd with that orange. Because oddly enough, I wore mine already. So
wear your sneakers, right? That's what McFly was saying.
Right, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, I got nothing against the 13. I just stop at 12, right? That's just a personal thing.
Yeah,
and I do like the orange, right? Say that again.
I say you sound like me. It got to be a good 13 or 14 or whatever the other silhouettes that grab my attention. 13s never really grab me.
And like, I will say the last 13 that jumped out as like looking pretty good to me, and it wasn't even that long ago, was that blue and black pair from like maybe a month or two ago. But
Royal Blue, and I didn't get them, and that was a nice shoe. Did you get that one?
I didn't either. I didn't get those either.
I liked the color. Nice, I have the 12s in that color and the ones, the royal ones. So I was like, I'm good on this color. It's just, it'd be nice to have. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it'd be nice to have.
Yeah, like 13s are my favorite silhouette.
So it is. Okay.
Yeah. So, and I passed up on like the Lakers 13s or the Grape 13s. I passed on those blue ones. But I think it was another 13 that I passed on. So I was like, okay, I need something with a with a hit of color that's going to stand out, that's a 13, because my 13 collection is lacking. And I felt like I was being a little disrespectful to the 13s. So I went ahead and grabbed this one.
Let's see. And Vlogging with Demetrius, he said that he got over 1,000 views on the Royal. So yeah, that's always good. You know what I mean? You never know when you're gonna get that bump in views, but you'll get it if you put enough stuff out there. So did these come out? Because again, they were on the list. I don't remember really seeing them, but
I think
I don't think those have released yet either.
I didn't see them.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, they got pushed back.
Oh, okay. But these, I know I saw people with these, but I don't know if it was early reviews or what. The blue ones?
Yeah, them dope. I didn't hit on them.
Those did drop.
Okay.
Yeah, them drop. I like them shoelaces. That shit was popping. I didn't hit on it, so I just kept it moving. It's a dope shoe. I like the color.
Yeah, it looks like kind of like a fuzzy style upper there, a little different.
I actually like the store version better, because the ones that they released at their store are white.
Yeah,
they're like a cream color, and man, they crazy. Those are crazy.
Let's see. And Chip saying 1 to 12 is most people's preference. I'd say there are a few gems in the 13 to 23 range. Yeah, because I mean I know the 13s, or I think it's the 14s. One of those people often say is comfortable, maybe both. And they both have some decent colorways here and there. But most of the stuff that I've seen after 14, like 15 up to 33, I guess, I'm not really a fan, because there's some weird stuff in there. I mean, I know everything's going to have its fans, but there's some weird stuff in the higher teens. I don't see any appeal in it. And
I like the 13. 13s are extremely comfortable. I like the 14s, and then like sometimes depending on, I guess, the colorway, I like the 18s, the 17s. I think,
I can't even picture any of those things. I just know some of them based on what I've seen from like sneaker battles or something.
Right. I was gonna say I know it's kind of hard to see because they were so small, but Coffee had the 17s last night in his battle with McFly. Those were the red ones that he pulled out the little case for. And then
that question.
It was like one of the last 3 questions.
Yeah, I remember. I don't have the paper next to me where I was writing down what was all going on, but yeah, I remember those coming out. Because was that when he pulled out the futures? No, I don't think so. I don't know.
And then I ended up getting like the Toro 18s. They were nice. They were nice. They were probably the best 18 that released. What was that? I think that was like 2018, I think. So they had like an all suede upper.
You have that color on a Reebok Classic Mid. I haven't had so few Reeboks through my whole. I don't know if I had any when I was a child, and in my adult life, I've only had 2, and they're basically the same shoes, both questions. One is the blue toe pair, and one is the red and blue toe pair, like where it's like a double crossover, something like that.
Right. 2 for $89 was my life.
14s grew on
back
me
in high school when I couldn't catch Jordan releases and didn't have a lot of money. 2 for $89. So the Reebok Classics were an everyday thing.
I can see that. I meant to put some 35s in here because I think a bread colorway came out and something else. I can't think of what it was, but they didn't really stand out a whole lot to me. And I was like, nothing amazing. And but one thing that did stand out was this. I don't know what was going on with that, but Adidas made a slip-on Stan Smith for whatever reason. I'm not sure what their target audience is for that, but I'll give them their credit as far as trying stuff out.
Oh my goodness!
Because they've put a couple of these out there, and not just this color. There was another one out there too, and I'm like, okay, so this wasn't just the first one. And the other color was sold out. I think it was like an all white one, something pretty plain. But I just look at this
slip-ons. I think they did the slip-ons for the shell toes too, and they were just as ugly. They did like a croc version shell toe.
It's like there's so, I don't know, like this. I have so many thoughts that go through my head when I look at this, and then I'm just not even sure where to start. None of them are great though. None of them are great thoughts. But yeah, I saw that and let me throw this in there just to remind people that there's some normal stuff out there, and then there's the other end of that spectrum. And I will say I'm not a huge NMD guy.
Walk on the heels of their shoes, but it's like just let people walk on the heels of their shoes. Stop trying to prevent it.
Yeah,
I love that gray at the bottom of them.
Yeah. The NMD, and this is one of the prominent ones, so it looks like it'll feel a little more like the XR1s and stuff like that. Because there are some NMDs out there that are pretty decent, but it usually comes down to the upper for the NMD because they all feel weird, like walking on them though. But this colorway, it was like something they were doing. It wasn't like a special release. It was just, I don't know, almost like they were kicking off the new year with a bunch of colorways, and this was one that they chose to use. And I kind of like it, I don't know what it is about it. It's just something grabbed my attention. Not enough to buy it, but if it dips down enough, it'd be worth considering. I'll give them that. But we'll have to.
I'm a sucker for gray. I like the gray. I love gray.
Yeah. The gray is one of those colors that I don't have much of in my collection, do I? I think I feel like the last shoe that I got that had much gray in it at all was what do you call those? The Flint 12s, and that was a while ago. That was like 2019, I think. Maybe very early 2020. But I'm leaning towards December. And then, of course, the Ultra Boost 21 has been put out there in slightly over 1 million colors already. Let's see, let me catch up on these chat messages here. Where did I leave off? Chip saying I'm not a fan of 8s, which I think a lot of people don't like the 8s as much. Yeah, the 8s don't seem to be a fan favorite, I'll say that. And okay, Harry Nelson was responding to those slip-ons, and then Chip saying picked up a couple Nike Presto Reacts after watching your reviews. Okay, yeah, those Presto Reacts, like, I don't know why they didn't make more of the Flyknit version. They made 2 and then just like stopped, but they made 1 million of like the standard React ones. You can find those, and I never got the black and gray pair that I wanted though. But that's all I'm made for just waiting too long. But this here, the Ultra Boost 21, I have mixed thoughts on this.
I look at those and I just think of elderly people. I think of that Brett Favre commercial where he was advertising those Skechers with the big heels, the comfort, whatever that was wearing. I just see that's Adidas' attempt at bringing the elderly in. I don't know.
Yeah, that's the thing. So I look at it and it's an Ultra Boost, and they haven't really done wrong by me yet. You know what I mean? Actually, I mean, they've done very well by me, minus how I felt about the 20 design. But it's just that when I look at this particular one, it's kind of like something about the back end of this shoe.
Yeah.
It makes me wonder what it's going to be like to wear it, because one of the things I didn't like about the 720 was that, they touted this big air bubble in the back because that was the big selling point, but it felt weird to walk around in it. So I'm curious how this is going to feel, because it looks like it's going to have that leaning forward feel the whole time.
They look good for doctors. Optimistic might do real good with those. I mean, but I just look at those and my feet started hurting, my ankles, my knees, my shoulders, all my joints just started hurting.
But
I bet you they comfortable though.
Right.
That little heel, this part right here, I bet you they're very comfortable when you walk.
Optimistic, you don't want to wear them during a work day just to see what they do for your feet.
Nah, I got the hokers, bruh. I got the hokers. Them things comfortable. Have you ever seen the hoke? Have you ever seen the hokers? The hoker?
I haven't.
They just remind me like
I'm gonna show you a picture of them right quick. You gonna laugh. These are what I work in right here. Man, these are the most comfortable shoes ever. My feet never hurt anything. No.
Curious what he's about to pull out here. But looking at the back,
my locker, so I'm gonna have to.
It reminds me a little bit of the 380, but since it is tuned to be like a running shoe, like when I look at these, the way these kind of slope up in the back, it's like these are really comfortable for running. It's just walking in them, it feels so weird, because it's like based on the back of this, how this whole thing is constructed, it's like it makes you want to like feel like you're about to take off running, like that whole feeling every time you're taking a step. And I'm not really trying to have that. But we'll see. I got some pairs to open up later, so I'll see what my thoughts are later.
So and then the hokers are something like these. I don't know if y'all can really see them.
Oh, okay. Those aren't bad. I thought you were going to show me some like Herman Monster type shoes.
Nah. They comfortable as heck, bro.
I feel like I've seen them
Yeezy so bad. Oh, I want them so bad.
And then finishing things off, the Sun 700s came out. It was probably sometime in the middle of the month. 'Cause I think I might have been. Was I here? I think I might have been at my mom's house when that release happened or something. But anyways, the Sun 700s. What do you guys think? I won't say I was underwhelmed, but I was indifferent.
It's not a bad color. But I feel like, you know what? I feel like you would see the Killer Clowns wearing those. I don't like. That's what they just put me in the mind of, Killer Clowns, but they're not bad.
Oh man, yeah, they're not. I really wanted that shoe.
I mean, because it was, I saw these and I was like, I don't know about this, man. But the thing is, I think what helped them to sell so well was the fact that it wasn't as wide a release as Yeezys tend to be. So they weren't in like Foot Locker and Hibbett and all these other stores. They were only on Adidas's raffle thing and Yeezy Supply. And so when people see that, it's like, oh, now you're gonna want it a little bit more, right? That's the whole mentality behind it, I suppose. Yeah. And I don't know what the resale is looking like or anything, because I honestly don't.
The resale is high because I haven't got them yet, so they let you know.
I love that. I didn't care what the resale was.
The resale is high.
So, what would you consider paying for them? Out of curiosity.
What was the retail?
I won't go for no more than 30.
Okay, yeah, the retail on these was $240.
It's 240, 300. We'll go.
Okay. Yeah, because
I might sell some shoes to GOAT or StockX, some shoes that I ain't gonna never wear, and I might get them. But they $600 right now. I ain't doing that. Like, hell no.
Yeah, because that's how I feel about certain things. It's like I can understand the whole the convenience and all that stuff. So like that's where, to some extent, that's where the resale thing comes in to me. You know what I'm saying? Like you missed out on something, you can get it from a valid source or whatever. And then I look at it, it's like, okay, well, how much are people probably trying to make off of this just for the hassle of them going through or whatever? But I don't know. Like the few times I've sold anything on StockX, I was just going wanted to make back for sure what I spent, and anything past that was just icing on the cake. Honestly, I didn't really care too much. I think I sold a pair of Shadow 1s, some blue tint 350s, and some black static 350s.
Those are some good sales for you.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think, let's see, because the Shadow 1s, I had 2 pair at the raffles at the mall, and so I sold one to kind of offset the price of my own pair, and then the blue tints was basically me like not wanting to pay for a plane ticket, and I was like, well, I have 2 pairs of these, so let's just do that. And then with the black statics, I was gifting a pair to somebody, and I wasn't sure which size they needed, and luckily I had got through on a 9 and a 9.5, so I gave them their pair, and then I just sold the other one. So however that worked. Yeah, so there's that. Looks like we went through all that.
It's a willing way. If you want a shoe, you could get it. I say it's always a willing way. How? If you really want that shoe, you can sell some stuff. I got some stuff that I can sell.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like
I think I'm gonna grab it. I just don't know when.
Like I've missed out on things, but lately I haven't missed out on anything that I truly care to go out of my way for. But now we've gone through the portion of talking about the shoes that came out last month. That's usually where we get in here and talk about some things we picked up last month. So I got a couple pair next to me here. Let's see. So one of the ones that, and this was, now these came out a while ago, but this is one of the, hold this box up. This is one of the made in England New Balance 575. Yeah, 575. The suede and like the materials on, hold on, let me hit the big screen button here. The materials on this thing is just crazy. Like as far as like the suede goes and all that stuff. I mean, it looks a little ashy like in the box, but and then I put these things on and they feel crazy. And it's a trail shoe, so you can kind of, it's got like that extra heavy duty sole going on down there. So these, and they were, I paid $110 for them, but they were 50% off because the sale, I mean, because the price is normally $220. So I couldn't really argue too much about that. And also another older release that I picked up last month, the Gel Light 3s, the Yeah, these things, after wearing my purple and orange pair, I was like, yeah, I'm definitely getting another pair of these. So pulled these out from Asics. There was a sale or something going on, so I was able to get these for about $70. I think retail on those is like $110. So, you know, decent enough discount. And something else that's gonna, it's one of the older models here. I bought a lot of old stuff in January. Finally got these, the Air Max Plus 3 in the Sunset Tiger colorway. So these have been on my list for so long that I pretty much gave up in like the early part of 2018. I think that I was just not going to get these, but Nike, they brought a few pairs in stock for, I don't know where they found them. I'm guessing it was an overseas thing because when I looked at the side of the box, as you see on the side there, it doesn't have the price. And usually the only time you don't see the price on the side of the box is if you bought it from somewhere that doesn't deal in dollars. So like stuff that I bought from like overseas or whatever. But just for the sake of showing at least something that did come out in January, the Where's Waldo Vans slip on. So one of the few collaborations that I have in my collection. Very few.
Dope right
there. Your Vans videos actually, I mean, not that I don't wear Vans, but your Vans videos made me go into the Vans store yesterday just to see what I could see and possibly pick up. And plus, Vans are extremely reasonably priced. I didn't realize how affordable they really are.
Yeah, that's the thing, because like I think those Where's Waldo's were like $70. something
Yeah,
like that.
yeah. They're
What
pretty cheap now, I think. But
and even these comfy cushions, like these were about the same, but they're so
yeah,
much lighter and more comfortable. This is the old school, right? Yeah, because it's got the stripe on there. So Vans, again, like I would say go with like the comfy cushion.
You just been out there just buying some stuff.
Yeah.
That's nice. Them dope right there.
I will speak to the durability of Vans. I've only so far within the last, I think, what it made like since 2017, maybe so. So for about maybe 2016, 2017, about 5 or 6 years, I've only ever owned 2 pairs of Vans, and I've worn those Vans every day. So I didn't really know how affordable they were because both pairs of Vans I've ever purchased were like collabs and they were $100. And I thought that was like kind of standard. So I've only in 5 or 6 years, I've only gone through a pair and a half in Vans. So they're very durable.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I've seen a lot of people that just get their one pair and you can tell that it's their one pair.
Yeah.
And like I made my little rant on Instagram or whatever, I'll see them at like festival back in the old days when live music was a thing. I'd see them at festivals and stuff, just like all day in that shoes. I'm like, man, those things are looking back at it, like those things are holding up pretty well. And
yeah,
because I would usually go with Air Maxes, and my
and
thing was
they're like Jordan 1s. They look really good, beat up.
Yeah, because like me being me, I'm going with like the Air Maxes, and the only thing that sucks with those, especially like certain models, is just like the possibility of that bubble popping is higher in certain models than others. Like if it's like the yearly releases that they were doing, like between say like 07, 08, and 17, the ones and 90s and things like that, those seem like they're a little safer overall, a little more durable overall for the bottom anyway. And actually, yeah, because I got a pair of that older style here. Like you look at something like this, like there's a little more going on down here. It's not just like straight into the bubble. But when I would be running like my 2010s or whatever, in times like that, then each step was like a little leap of faith. But these,
I remember as a kid, I would stay away from like Air Maxes because I would always look at that bubble and be like, how can you walk on rocks and the bubble not pop? Being a kid, you just ask general questions and not really understand the science or work that goes into it. But I was just like, there's no way you can walk on those shoes and walk on rocks and step on everything and it not pop eventually.
Yeah, it's crazy because like I had one pair that I literally like went, well, I won't say all around the world, but I've been to a lot of places they did eventually pop, but it was like on some random day when I was just like going to like the laundromat or something. And I was like, wait, what just happened? Because like when it goes out on you, like you notice immediately because you're kind of walking with a slight limp is how it feels.
Man, that's crazy.
But I mean, and unfortunately, it was past the because they have that 2-year time where like if the bubble goes out, they'll replace it or whatever.
Yeah.
You gotta look at if I can get this thing shown out here. If you look on the back of the tag, I don't know, like when you have like the date. Excuse me. Let me get this blown up just a little bit. Where you have like the dates in there and stuff. Like if you look by the date on there, if it pops within 2 years of like the manufacturer date, and you talk to Nike about it, they'll get you a voucher for whatever the price was. So in this case, I'd get a $170 voucher. It's good for like the Nike store or like Nike.com, whatever. And you can go and basically the idea is that you just go and buy yourself a new pair of shoes. And they don't ask you like where you got them or when you get or anything like that.
Right.
Because I had never bought any shoes from Nike until I started cashing in on those things there. Because it was like, they were always expensive,
Yeah.
I was buying.
That's pretty cool. I didn't know that. I'm pretty sure a lot of other people didn't know that either.
Yeah, you just gotta. The first time was a pair of the Air Max 2011s. It was one of my favorite pairs to this day. It's like black and like a kind of like an aqua teal sort of color. But I popped them because I was climbing this fence to get into some place where we weren't supposed to be going or whatever. And things happen, right? And
Right.
so the next day, like, oh man, my shoes are ruined. And so I'm like, let me call Nike and see just what might they do about this. Maybe they can fix it or something,
Yeah.
I liked them enough. I was like, if they're willing to just like charge me like a small enough amount of money, like I'd consider getting these like fixed. So I asked him like, yeah, if you send it to us, we can send you a voucher to show, as long as it looks like it was not like done on purpose or any sort of whatever. I was like, oh, okay. So I sent it to them, and then they sent me that little coupon code in the mail for probably $60 at the time because this was 2011.
Yeah, that's a really good deal. The only time it doesn't work in anybody's favor is if they paid like a crazy resale price for it. But if you get it under retail and you can get like and it pops and you get a voucher, that's even better.
Yeah, all you gotta, I mean, really, it seems like if you just get them and just wear them regularly, if they go out on you, you will likely already got your money's worth because every time outside of that whole fence ordeal, every time that mine have gone out on me, it's been, I might have just happened to walk on, maybe there was like a thumbtack somewhere on the sidewalk. I don't know. But it hasn't been anything crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But if you're wearing them for like a year and a half straight, and like they go out on you, and you happen to buy them like around release time, so you're still in that time period, can't go wrong with that. Just go ahead and get yourself some new ones and move on.
Yep.
But I think that's like, unless you guys happen to have anything that you wanted to show off, just seeing what's going on in the chat here. See, Chip was saying he likes those University Blue 9s. Yeah, those are pretty nice. I only bought those initially because I won a raffle from Finish Line, and like I never win Finish Line raffles. So I was like, you know what? I'm buying these shoes just just based on that alone. And then I liked them so much, I bought my sister a pair. So it ended up costing me more money than I would have liked it to. But luckily, her pair is in like the grade school section, so it wasn't as much.
I don't remember what I bought in January. I don't think I bought anything in January, to be honest. Let me.
Man, like I was going every time I do this section of these videos, like I have to go through my videos to see because like if you ask me what I bought at any point, I have no idea. And even then, just because the review went up in January, it might have been something I bought in December, but just didn't get to because like if you saw like was that 2 weekends ago, I think, where I put up like 11 videos in like 3 days because I just had a bunch of stuff piled up and I needed to get through it. So I don't always remember what came when. So I'm like,
let me see. I think the Yeezy Quantum Frozen Blues. I think I bought those in like December because I know those were like a holiday pickup. The Volt Gold or High Voltage, that's what I call them. I think I bought those.
oh,
Were those in January?
totally.
Yeah,
I don't know how
I think I did.
I don't know how it slipped my mind, but the nines that we kept talking about, like those I guess were also a shoe that I could have pulled out.
Yeah. The only thing I hit on was the dunks. Damn.
Oh yeah, keep rubbing it in there.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're home in Charlotte, so I don't got it.
It's like it's not a lot, but I did get these here dunks.
Right. And then I think the Starfish 13s. You see anything else?
So
Anything else?
Jeezy's calling out people for pushing the dislike button. But here's the thing, right? So obviously it'd be nice for more people to click like the thumbs up or whatever, sure. But the thing is, to click the dislike button, you still have to click on the video. You still get a
Right.
view out of it. It's still some sort of engagement, and that's what YouTube looks for. So really, while it might look bad on you or might like hurt your feelings, it's kind of better than them just completely ignoring your video. So,
Hey,
right.
hey.
And
I
then
got
you
excited the first time I saw somebody hit the dislike on my video.
and then you look at the people that are still watching your stuff. Like, I get more people like, actually watching the videos than one person coming along and just clicking like, oh, I don't like this. Probably, and it could be for any reason that people click those. Maybe they don't like me. Maybe they don't like my reply style to certain comments, or maybe they're just bored. I don't know. Don't really care either.
He said maybe they're just bored.
Right.
Wait, BX, like, what do you mean no one told you about this live? Like, do you not have your notifications on? I want the truth.
Yeah, I don't think I did. That's why I put the word think in there, because I don't think I bought anything other than the 13s and the ones.
See, it seems so. Payne is saying it too. He's been doing all reach backs as well. So it looks like that's what the thing was for January. I mean, we'll see what happens.
Right, yeah. Let me scroll through my videos. Let me see.
Let me go pull these knives real quick since
let me see.
Oh, and here's another reach back deeper into the past, back into 2018. Just bought
those are nice.
So this review will.
I like that.
I need to choose the on foot portion because I kind of didn't do that when I actually recorded the review. So I need to go back and do that so I can actually put this thing out. But the 9118s, I saw them on Concepts for like 50% off. I've been buying a lot of stuff from Concepts lately because the stuff is often older things that I wanted in the past, and now they happen to randomly have a few in stock and they're like 50% off. So they get me.
Yeah. That was it.
And so then those nines.
The ones and these. That was it.
Let's blow this guy up over here.
Yeah, just these, and they're dirty on the bottom. I don't know if you can see that. Just like McFly, I say that to say wear your shoes. Shout out to McFly. That was very entertaining that whole time. But yeah, just the Nickelodeon 13s.
Whoa, BX must not have got the memo that he is supposed to blame McFly for all that stuff.
Right.
But, that's on him. Yeah, so then the nines, like I was saying, these quality wise, while not amazing, they still came out nicely. You know what I mean? I think it's gonna be one of those ones that people appreciate later. Even if it doesn't have like high resale value, which is fine. I think people will just like knowing that they have them.
Those are nice. Yeah, I like those. Those look really good in your hand.
Yeah, so
they do. The crazy thing about that, people like to see resale on shoes. And I'd be like, nah.
Right.
It's the same price.
Right. Yeah. I think I've gotten over that. Like when I started collecting, I didn't know anything about resale, and then like as I kind of learned more, I'd be lying if I said resale wasn't like a part of the reason for me wanting to grab more than one pair. Because who doesn't like making a little extra cash on the side and getting your first pair for free?
Yeah.
But, after a while, I the fact that you're not going to get every single release and things like that settled in. And I'm like, I really don't care about resale anymore. And that I would prefer my shoes not have resale, so that way I can get them at the price that I want to get them at.
See, Payne picked up a couple mids this year, not I've seen a few of those getting a little bit of attention, a little bit more than the average lately. The mid-life or the mid shoes going on.
Yeah.
So that's cool. I haven't picked up a pair of mids since I want to. The first thing that comes to mind is those New Love from like 2017, but I would imagine that I've at least bought a pair of mids since then because that was a long time ago. But it's very possible that that was the last one that I got. I don't know.
One of those didn't get them. I have no pairs of mids in my collection. I almost bought those black and gold mids that recently dropped, but I didn't get them. I don't know.
Let's see. What's I do have this pair like ice blue and royal blue or something like that, but I think those came before. But yeah, I don't know. It's been a long time. I haven't bought a lot of ones in general lately. I think I bought one pair last year, the court purples. No, two, because there was that royal toe something or other.
Yeah, the royal toes.
Yeah. So yeah, it's crazy. I mean, I'm cool with them. Well, ones are hard to get anyway. So maybe that's what it is. Jesus said the last mid he bought was the gold and white and the wolf gray. Okay, yeah. All right, cool.
All right. So I didn't buy any shoes in January, but I bought a lot of figures and things like that. I mean, hey, I picked this one up. The metallic. Let me try to get rid of the glare.
Yeah, that's the bad thing about doing those things sometimes.
Wait, I gotta turn the TV off too. Glares everywhere, and my screen. But anyway,
there it is.
The Lightning Collection, metallic Power Ranger. I picked that one up. I picked this one up, a Transformer, a classic from the Beast Wars line in the late 90s, early 2000s. I don't know if anybody remembers that. And got the Rat Trap.
Yeah, I know there's a lot of the Beast Wars that have been coming out because I need to go to my local store to get that line of, well, see what they have in that line anyway. Cheetor, right?
Yeah, yes, sir. And got the one and only Optimus Prime.
Yes, it is.
And they got like they measure them by the steps to transform them. Like that one is 22. Cheetor's 20. I think Rat Trap is 18. So even for like a small figure like this, it's got some pretty pretty good articulation. I think this was like $9. This one was $17. And I got this one for $17 based on, I guess, a Walmart boo-boo, because these are normally $30. But I might actually do like a review on these because I was excited to see these. I had the original ones and I sold those like a couple of years ago, but I'm glad they came out with a updated toy line version of it.
I would say do the review because you never know. Like people might just be stumbling around through the internet looking for stuff like that, or it'll just pop up and pull them in. Because again, like I've doing like the wrestling things and whatnot. I've pulled in some people, you know what I mean? And I will say like they don't all watch the shoe stuff as well, but they at least come back every now and then, at least just to watch that stuff. You know what I mean?
Right.
So if they're gonna watch like 1 or 2 videos a month that I put up, that's fine. I get it. You know, only watch what you're interested in by my standards. It's just one more person that I can talk to once in a while. So I'm good with that.
Right.
I didn't know those were Walmart or anything, so I'll have to start paying a little bit more attention because lately it's just been me buying the wrestling figures and of course Toka Razor and Super Shredder or Kevin Nash, depending on how you want to look at that.
I almost bought that. I almost went on Amazon and bought the Ninja Turtle figures. I had a wall up of things that I wasn't going to buy, and somehow all of your reviews seem to have put tiny hair cracks in that dam. and water is starting to leak through because like I said, I went and bought a Wrestling Tees t-shirt, and I didn't know like the website was so, I wouldn't say complicated, but a little extra when it comes to ordering the tees, because you can order like a standard, and then there's a premium unisex tee, and I'm like, oh, what would Shoes Up order? And I was like, okay, I'm gonna go for the premium to see how this works out. So I ended up ordering the premium tee. It was something else that I ordered, and then like something else that I picked up. Like I told Jezzy, I picked up a couple of hats because of him. And yeah, see, that's not what I need to see right now.
Are you feeling? Look at that shiny cape.
That was one of the things that really caught me in that review. I was like, I did not expect the cape to be fabric or any type of other material other than plastic like that.
Like my dad was up here last weekend, and he's looking at like a lot of my like figures and stuff, and he's just like, man, because he was blown away by that Razor figure. He's like, is this like a real chain on here?
That's always incredible when they add details like that.
And he's sitting there and he's just like staring around the room, looking at all the wrestling figures, and like the Ninja Turtles mutagen tour. It's like, man, like, can you imagine if these things came to life like when you were at work or something?
Right.
I was like, what?
You know what? I blame Toy Story for that kind of thought process. And small soldiers.
It was just funny to watch because like he was staring for a while, and then he's just out of nowhere. Oh, I don't know if you guys saw it. I got that crane the other day too. That thing.
Did you ever do a review on that?
No, I did not.
Because I think that was one I was looking for a review for too. Because that's pretty cool.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, maybe I will then, just since people are looking into it. But we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, man, we'll have to pick up on the action figures and all that stuff later, because I know it's been a while since we've done one of those lives. But Jesus saying, yeah, it's Kevin Nash, because it is. for only 5 minutes in the movie though, or something like that.
You got to show everybody the display. You got to give them a quick peek of the figures, because I think I saw like a glimpse of how the figures are displayed in like one video, but it was only a quick glance.
I mean, I
know there's like an abundance.
I mean, there's a bit. Let me stand him down here. Cause let's see what's back there. Cause I mean, like, I'll just show you, cause I can show you like the wrestling stuff, right? Like all the wrestling guys, like those are just tag teams and AEW down over there, right? So that's just all that's right over there. But the cabinet, that'll have to be another time, and then eventually what do you call it? The Ninja Turtles. When I get my music room set up, however I care to do that, I'll be having because I had to reorganize the shoes and my bases so that I can make a little bit of room in there.
Right.
But that'll be coming a little bit later. So I have to do that. Hey, What the Sneakers, appreciate you coming by. And of course, the little $5 donation there. Do appreciate that as well. Should have worn that costume for WrestleMania. But yeah, we'll definitely be talking about some action figures soon, because I think we've all picked up a good number since the last round. Didn't I buy some figures the other day? Oh, I got some Young Bucks, but that's just kind of a doubled up situation. I think I got two sets, both sets of them. The original from Wave 1 and from Wave 3? Yeah, Wave 3. But for now, we're going to go ahead and, start getting on out of here. So I'll let you guys say your goodbyes and everything. Optimistic, we'll kick things off with you.
I appreciate it, man. Have me on early in the morning. I don't know what time it is over there. It's 11:30 here. But,
wow.
I'm in Seattle right now, but thanks for having me on again.
Okay. Because I was like, aren't you in Charlotte?
I took a travel anesthesia job. I'm in Seattle right now for 13 weeks.
Okay.
Weeks are cutting down. I can't wait to get back home. Rain too much here, bro. Rain too much. But, hey, man. I can't wait to get back home and look at my shoes. But thanks again for having me on, man. Homegrown.
Hey, no problem. Anytime. The link is usually in there.
Yeah.
If not, just say
that's
something.
all I gotta say, man. Go Chiefs. I'm going for the Chiefs tonight.
All right. I'm going for the Hawkeyes.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's HomeGrown Kicks. Hey, you can follow me at that name right there in the bottom corner. Glad to see you, Optimistic man. It's been a while. So yeah, always glad to see you on a live or participate in anything you do. It's been fun. January saved me a lot of money. And then I spent a lot of money. I spent a lot of that money on figures. When I probably should have been preparing for February, but that's neither here nor there. We work it out as the problems arise. But yes, glad to see everybody in the chat. Thanks for joining as always. Again, I will say, like I always say, you all are very important to this whole YouTube thing, as well as the viewers. And I'm definitely sure that Shoes Up, Sleeves Down appreciates every single one of y'all. And there goes that word, definite again. But yeah, glad to have y'all here. Y'all can follow me if you want, not follow, but subscribe to me if you want to. I greatly appreciate each and every subscription I get. I'm trying to get to 500, getting there slowly but surely. Got my first 1,000 view video, which was insane. It was on a shoe that I didn't expect it. But thank you to everybody again. Thank you. Who am I going for in the Super Bowl? I don't care, so I'll go for whoever. It doesn't really matter to me at this point. I hope whoever is going for whatever team, I hope y'all win. So that way I'm on the plus side of it either way. But yeah, have a great Sunday. Enjoy the rest of you all's week, and hopefully we will meet again.
All right. Yeah, I don't really watch football, so I'll just throw the generic. I hope everybody playing today has a good time. I'll just put that out there and see how that goes. But as far as things go for me, I should be doing a live, like a later night live tonight, doing a live unboxing with somebody. If that happens, it will be around 7:30 California time, so 10:30 Virginia time, right?
Wow. Yeah.
So, well, yeah, if you're around and you happen to see the notification or whatever, that's what that's going to be. But otherwise, if you don't watch it, you can always watch it later, because that's how the internet works. Stuff's just floating around out there. Eventually, this thing's going to run out of space one way or another. And we're all going to be at fault when it happens.
The cloud is infinite.
But for now, though, have a nice rest of your day or rest of your night, whatever it is, wherever you are, because I know people out there, different time zones, different countries, whatever. Somebody was in here earlier from Brazil, so that's pretty awesome. But for now, I'm going to get out of here so I can take some pictures of, got some action figure reviews to finish up and whatnot. And then I'll be wrapping up my day. So for now, later, people.
Peace.
All right, y'all. Have a good one.